Namaste. Welcome to this short, vigorous practice for the third eye chakra. So the third eye chakra is here in the center of the forehead. It goes all the way around the head, and it's very much to do with our vision and our perception, and inversions are a practice that alter our perceptions. So today the practice will be inversion based, although we're going to start with some sun salutations. If you need more information about the third eye chakra, it's in the description under the video. But join me on your mat. Take your feet nice and wide apart, put a soft in the knees, bouncing into those feet to find grounding, stability and connection. And then when you're ready, with a little lift through the belly muscles, gently twisting from side to side. As you practice Kati Chakrasana, give yourself the opportunity to feel the space around your third eye chakra. So across the center of the forehead, the area on the sides of the head above the ears, and the back of the head in line with that third eye center behind the body, or at the back of the body rather. And see if you can have a sense of this space, lifting, the sense of space around it, maybe closing your eyes when you are able to today to draw your perception inward to activate your internal sight and your interoception, your awareness of the goings on inside your body and your mind. When you're ready, you can pivot on your toes, opening your eyes if you need to, of course. And you can add a soft bend in the knees, just to activate those larger muscle groups, get things warmed up a little, starting gently. When you're ready, you can let your bounce go. Bring your feet to steadiness and let your body find its way back to the center. And a moment of stillness with the eyes either gazing gently downward or closed. Deep breath in and out. Wonderful stuff. Opening your eyes when you're ready. We're going to give the shoulders a little bit of a roll here. So big sweeping movements if that feels good to you. If you have a different way to warm up your shoulders, you go for it. We can go both directions. Alternating the cross of the arms, keeping that lift through the center of the body. Excellent stuff. We're going to interlace the fingers and then keeping the elbows close to the body, roll through the hands to make figure of eights with the wrists. You can go the opposite way as well. And if you feel like your wrists need more than this to warm up, then please take your time, rolling the backs of the hands and the palms of the hands towards each other as well. And the opposite way too. So we are going to work towards handstand variations, just a few today in this short practice. But if you have any trouble with pressure across your eyes, glaucoma, detached retina, then this practice is not for you. If your blood pressure is unmedicated and very high or very low, this practice is not for you. If you have problems with your neck and shoulders and wrists, this practice is not for you. But please check out the gentle version of the third eye practice and you will find that it is appropriate for all of those cases. Okay. So we're going to start with some sun salutations to warm up, and it's just going to be one sun salutation to wriggle everything out. If you need more, then feel free to do more. And then on our second round, we're going to do some preparation for our handstands. And on the third round, we're going to do some handstands, and then we're going to stop sun salutation practice to practice against the wall. So coming to the front of your mat, making sure that your feet are directly underneath your hips and your palms turned forward. Lift from the center of the foot to the crown of the head and have a sense of that that space across the third eye, all around the body, is as high up as it can be. You have created length in the body here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then breathing in to begin. As you exhale, bringing the palms together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, stretching through the front of the body. And as you exhale, a little softness in the knees to come into your standing forward bend. Hold elbow to elbow. We'll wriggle through our first round of sun salutations. So let your breath find its natural rhythm. And just doing a little swaying with the upper body from side to side. Perhaps a little pendulum swing if that feels good to you, or a little twisting if that feels good to you. You might find it useful to also gently shake your head from side to side or nod backwards and forwards. And then placing your hands on the floor, take a big step back with the right foot, knee to the mat, and inhaling as you look forward. And then holding your breath as you come into plank pose, looking ahead of your mat, firm in the belly. Exhale, knees, chest, forehead, if you can, to the floor. Inhale into a low cobra, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, and exhale through hands and knees, if needed, into your downward facing dog. As you come into down dog today, firm your hands, wriggle through the sides of the body, the neck, the legs, the heels, whatever feels good to you. Downward facing dog is it's not quite the very first pose in the journey towards handstand, but it is close to the very beginning. So here, taking a moment to really enjoy your down dog and pressing your chest towards your thighs, lifting your tailbone, firming the belly muscles, a little softness in the knees, and inhale as you step the right foot forward and take the left knee down. Let your breath come into its natural rhythm. We're just gently going to sway the hips backwards and forwards. And here, exploring what feels like the right range of movement for you. If this is your very, very first yoga of the day, then perhaps going a little more gently. And then with your hips back, wiggle a little from side to side. And then we're going to come forward into the lunge to look forward, to engage that third eye center. Free the back knee, inhale. And as you exhale, step both feet to the front. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then prepare to come up. Look forward, lift the belly, lift the arms, inhaling as you stretch the hands over the head. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, stand tall in Tadasana, lengthen, expand that space. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, looking up, using your eyes. And exhale as you swallow dive into your forward bend. Here again, holding elbow to elbow for a moment of wiggling from side to side. Or just maybe holding elbow to elbow and using the weight of the arms to aid the gravity of this posture, or the effect of gravity in this posture. If it feels nice, you can move the neck in any direction that you choose. And then when you're ready, placing the hands down, we're going to inhale, stepping the left foot back as far as it goes, opening the chest. Hold the breath, come into plank pose, look ahead of your mat, very firm in your center. Exhale, knees, chest, and forehead to the floor, third eye grounded. Point the toes, inhale into a low cobra, let the chest lead, and exhale, hips up, heels down, through the hands and knees if needed, into downward facing dog. And check what you're doing with your third eye center here. So it is a tendency to look towards the feet and let the head drop, the crown of the head to come towards the floor. But really what we want the crown of the head to do is point towards the space between the hands and the third eye to point towards the floor. So a little wriggle here. Checking, you can even turn your head from side to side, wriggle in your shoulders a little bit. You can practice sort of pressing backwards and forwards a little bit. When you're ready, stop for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then soften your knees. Inhale the left foot forward. The right knee comes down. Allow your breath to find a natural rhythm and just moving the hips backwards and forwards. And if you want to here, you can rest your wrists a little by turning your fingers towards the floor, making little knuckles or little fists, or just take the weight into your legs for your fingertip touch on the floor. Next time your hips are back, just gently wiggling from side to side, finding a little length across the low back there, across the back of the left leg. Then inhaling as you look forward and free the back knee. Exhale, both feet to the front, standing forward bend. Here, we're going to hold for a standing forward bend variation, interlacing the fingers behind the body, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, and just lengthening through the arms into Dvikonasana, letting the back of the neck be free. Couple of deep breaths. We did this for our throat chakra as well, but it's a really nice one to prepare the shoulders for our handstand. When you're ready, you can softly release the hands down. We're going to inhale as we look forward, lift the belly, lift the arms, lift the eyes, and exhale the hands to the heart. Lovely job. Let's inhale as we stand tall. I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra room by stepping a little bit towards the center of my mat. You might want to do the same, but you can see how you go. So inhaling here, exhaling palms together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching the arms out and up, lifting the gaze, and then exhale, allow that gaze to draw you into your forward bend. Inhale, step the right foot back, place the knee down and let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press into both feet, come into an upright lunge. We're going to inhale the arms up, exhale the shoulders down. Here, inhale, lift the gaze and lift the back knee up, and exhale the knee down, still with the gaze lifted. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale at the top, exhale as you fold. Inhale, come into plank pose, and exhale as you hold. Inhale once more again, and exhale, knees, chest, forehead to the floor. Inhale, repeat body. Exhale, downward facing dog. In your downward dog, if you would like to, you can explore holding the dog. You can explore wiggling the dog. If you wish to do three-legged dog variations, you can explore just lifting one leg, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Deep breath in and deep breath out. From whichever variation you're holding, soften the knee of the foot that's on the floor, if it's just one foot, and then inhale as you step the right foot forward to the hands. So here, we've got the left knee lifted a little bit. We're going to firm the belly and bring ourselves into an upright lunge, but the left knee is off the ground. And then we want to just step that left foot in a little bit so that we can transfer our weight into that left foot a little bit, lifting the right toes, and then come forward, lifting the left heel, sorry. So right toes, left heel, right toes, left heel, right toes, left heel, and then we're going to come all the way back down into our lunge. Knee can come to the mat, eyes forward to inhale, and exhale, step both feet to the front. Inhale to come up, lead with your eyes. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, stand tall, turn the palms forward, firming in your center. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then exhale, pressing into the feet to come into an upright lunge. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. Exhale, the shoulders down. Inhale, lengthen the back leg, lifting the knee. Exhaling, releasing the knee back down to the mat. Inhale, maybe looking up. Exhaling down. We're going to do just one more. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling here. Exhaling the hands down. Inhale into plank pose. Hold your breath in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, forehead. Sorry, I missed that instruction on the previous round. Inhale into a low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Downward dog of your choice. You can wriggle, you can hold still, or if you would like to, you can work your feet towards each other a little bit, still pressing the chest towards the thighs and just lifting one leg into a three-legged dog variation. Really engaging through the arms. I'm going to take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And then softening the back knee, stepping the left foot forward. We're going to inhale, pressing into the feet to come up into an upright lunge. You might want to just step your back foot in a little bit, really pressing into the feet for support, transferring your weight into your right leg to lift your left toes, and then forward into your left leg to lift your right heel. Rocking backwards and forwards. Backwards and forwards. Backwards and forwards. It's harder than it looks. Backwards, and this time coming back down into your lunge, right knee down, open your chest as you look forward and inhale. And exhale, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. Look up and exhale, hands to heart. Very good. So I'm going to step myself back a little bit. I tend to shunt forwards on my mat during sun salutations, but definitely need some space. So on this round, we're going to use that moving lunge that we've been doing, that rocking on the feet, to come into a little bunny hop of a handstand. So it will look a little bit like this. So we'll be in our moving lunge, backwards and forwards. And then those of you who would like to can try taking the hands down and just lifting the back leg. Okay, so it's just hands down, lift the back leg. That's it. Just nice and light, hopefully more graceful than I made it look. Okay, so at the front of your yoga space, but maybe giving yourself room, certainly to put your hands down. Turning the palms forward, inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, firm the belly, look up. As you exhale, folding into your forward bend. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee comes to the mat, opening your chest. And then hold your breath, coming into plank pose. Look ahead of your mat, knees, chest, and forehead as you exhale. Inhale to a lowish cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And here, if it's useful, you can do your three-legged dog variation. You might find that that gives you a sense of engaging the muscles at the back of the body. To lift that leg high is pretty much the same position as you end up in for your handstand, but just a bit more upright. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then inhaling here, stepping the right foot forward and letting your breath find a natural rhythm. Exhaling, of course. Pressing into both feet to bring yourself into an upright position. And I'm doing my weak leg first. I don't know why I've ended up doing my weak leg first, but I am. So this will be much less graceful for me on this side, I know for sure. So with the arms raised and ready, we can soften the shoulders down. We can find that sense of space all around the head and use our gaze in our practice to place the hands down and place the body over the hands a little bit more. So you can rock backwards into your back leg, forwards into your front leg, using the feet for strong support. And if you want to, you can stick with this. And if you'd like to, you can try taking the hands down, gently lifting the front foot up off the floor as the back leg comes a little bit over the hands. So try a few times. If you're at all worried about going over, make the very small bunny hops or do this against a wall. When you've done 5, you can bring yourself back into your lunge position. Take the hands down, open the chest as you inhale, and then exhale both feet into a standing forward bend. Take a moment in your forward bend for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Still soften the knees. Inhale to come up, look forward, lift the gaze, lift the arms, lift the chest. Exhaling, hands to heart. Very nice. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, turn the palms forward as you stand tall. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhale as you fold into your forward bend. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down as you open your chest, looking forward, and then hold your breath as you come into plank pose, looking ahead of your hands on the mat. Exhale, knees, chest, and forehead to the floor. Inhale into a low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. In your down dog, try to find that length from the soles of the hands, the palms of the hands even, all the way to the tailbone, and also in the neck. Try to find a place where your gaze rests and the spine is aligned. Then lifting your left leg up and feel what engages down the back of your body. So here we've got that sense of engaging across the low back, perhaps the middle back, the buttocks, the hamstrings. Deep breath in and out. And then inhale as you step your left foot forward. And as you exhale, press into your feet to bring yourself into an upright position. We're going to raise the arms up, set the shoulders down, and just do a little rocking backwards and forwards between the back foot and the front foot. Once you feel that you've got your balance, you can try taking your hands down to just float the back foot up. Try to return to upright, nice and gracefully if you can. Lovely. It's just an extension of that movement. Very good. And 5 on this side, so 1 more, I think. Very good. Then from here, just sort of square the hips forward a little bit to bring ourselves down into our lunge. Open the chest as we inhale. Exhale, both feet to the front. Stand in your forward bend just for a moment to deeply breathe in. And out. Sigh if you need to. And then inhale, look forward, look up. Raise the arms, the head, the hands, the gaze. And exhale, hands to heart. Relax the arms to the side. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. You might need a moment of stillness in Tadasana here because we're upright again. So if that's the case, give that to yourself. Close your eyes to rest your gaze. And you notice when you're doing inverted practice and concentration practice, the inversions require far more concentration and mental focus, that we need to rest our gaze a little bit more in between practices. So, congratulations if you gave that a go. Awesome. The kicking up, or the sort of bunny hop or donkey kick, not really a donkey kick, but bunny hopping, is a really nice way to find your balance, moving from upright to inverted, upright to inverted. And it's a dynamic way to practice, and it's very energizing. So be sure to schedule in a good relaxation after this. So we want to do a little bit more for the arms. I'm going to bring my mat towards the wall because that's where we're going to practice after this. And we're going to take a dolphin pose. So if you're used to doing headstands, you perhaps already have dolphin pose in your practice. But if you don't, crossing the arms at the elbows so that you hold on to your upper arms completely. You couldn't get any closer together. When you place the elbows down in front of you, your unique anatomy will place those elbows down exactly where they need to be. So leave them there and then open the hands, and you can interlace the fingers, or you can place the palms flat on the floor and let the thumbs sit one on top of the other, one in front of the other, with the first fingers touching. We're going to leave the forearms in place, tuck the toes, and just lift the hips up. So we look like we're doing a little bit of a down dog, but on our forearms. And the idea here is still to press through the forearms, the elbows, and the hands to move the hips backwards, scoop the belly in, and let the neck be completely relaxed. This might be enough. And if this is enough, then I'd recommend doing some of the early shoulder handstand things, but maybe not holding a full handstand. And if you want to do a little bit more here, as you inhale, look forward, press off your toes, bring your chest forward or your shoulders forward. And as you exhale, press back into the heels, bring your gaze backwards as well as your shoulders. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhaling, looking back. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. We'll do a couple more. You can rest whenever you need to. Keep your core muscles working. Maybe just one more. And then resting in the pose of a child, you can have your knees together or apart as you choose. Forehead center, eyebrow center to the floor, and reaching the hands back down towards the ankles if that is comfortable. They can remain over the head or under the head if you prefer. A few longer, deeper breaths. Relaxing the shoulders, that space around the head. The belly muscles, the wrists, the neck. Very good. When you're ready, you can come back up to kneeling. And then there's a second variation of the dolphin pose, which is quite useful. I think personally more useful for a handstand rather than a headstand or a forearm balance. But these ones also can be done if you would like to. So for this one, we can bring our hands into the same position, our arms, but then alternate the grip so that you have the opposite arm crossed over on top. And when you take your elbows to the floor, if you interlace your fingers, interlace the opposite way. I'm going to do it with my fingers interlaced this time. Press the outside of the arms down and then tuck your toes under, and this time step your feet a lot further back so you've got a much broader angle between, sorry, a much more obtuse angle between the torso and the legs. Relaxing the head again, firming in the belly muscles, inhaling here, and then exhaling as you move your gaze forward and your shoulders forward. You almost come into a flat plank. Exhaling backwards, inhaling backwards rather, exhaling forwards. Don't let your elbows creep out. In forwards. So you've reversed the breath, reversed the grip, doing a slightly different variation here. If your elbows creep out beyond your shoulders, I seem to have a little slippy in my elbows today, then just bring them slightly closer together again. Keep all your core muscles very active. Use your gaze, use that energy of the third eye center to help with this practice. When you feel you have done enough, resting, this time we're going to rest all the way flat on the belly, make a pillow out of the hands and draw the forehead towards the hands, toes towards each other, heels apart. For a few deep breaths. The object of this practice is to allow all of the effort of the dolphin pose to dissipate before we then demand more of the body when we go into our handstands. So soften your face, your wrists, your shoulders and elbows. Soften across the eyes, the neck, the belly muscles, the back. Allow the tongue to be soft, the scalp to be soft. And if you need to sigh, it's a great opportunity to let go of whatever's come up, to let it go out of the mouth. And at the same time here, by using some contact with your third eye in the center of the forehead, you're having that sense of grounding, connection, stability, safety, security. When you're ready, you can bring yourself up through an extended child's pose, if you like, into a little gentle squat. Take a moment here if you want to. You can do a full malasana if you like, with the feet on the ground and the elbows into the insides of the legs, and just lifting your gaze ever so slightly. And then when you're ready, you can come into a comfortable standing position, any way that suits you. So we could do kicking up towards the wall for our handstand series here. We've already done some dynamic work, so I'd like to work slightly differently here. So sometimes if you are very confident in doing a posture, it works better. And one of the best ways to prepare your body for that is to visualize yourself in the position. So we're using the wall for support here. You don't have to. You can do all of this work freestanding if you prefer. If you're not used to doing it freestanding, maybe start at the wall and have a go at both. Visualizing yourself in the posture with the arms very strong. If for any reason you don't feel confident that your arms will hold you, this is the point at which I'd say an alternative practice would be more appropriate, a lot more down dog and dolphin for you until you feel that confidence. So if you're going to practice this next stage, then we want to bring ourselves to place the hands close to the wall, but not super duper up against it. So we still need room for our bodies, and our bodies go front to back. So we need to take into account buttocks and things like that that are behind us, but also the natural shape of the spine, which is inclined into a touch of a back bendy type of shape in an inversion like this. So if you place your hands down about, I'd say one and a half hand widths from the wall. And we're going to lift with both legs, but alternately, if that makes sense. So the hands stay on the floor. We want to really firm our grip on the floor, just like we do for a downward dog. And perhaps using your gaze to gaze between the hands. When you're ready, you can press off that foot that's closer to the wall, press off that foot to kick the other leg up to the wall, and then gently down. You don't have to thump the wall like I did. So we're just going to do 3 on each side. So leading first with the right foot, and then the awkward way for me, leading with the left foot. Very good. Really using your gaze, using your strong arms. Very nice. And when you've had a go at that, don't stand up, kneel down to bring yourself into an upright position. And if you feel at all dizzy, then take a rest and perhaps give me a call or consult me in some way, or your yoga teacher of choice, just to find out how to adjust that practice for you. So kicking up this way is a really nice way to get used to that feeling of going up into the handstand. And by keeping the bottom leg bent, you actually have more control over where you end up. It's like a counterbalance for the leg that goes up, stops you going over when you practice freestanding. Our next variation, after a little rest, is to sit as close to the wall as you can, stretching your legs out in front of you. Note where your feet are, and then place your hands down there. where your feet have been, and we're going to do a variation of the handstand with the wall for support, but the opposite way around. So firming the hands, you don't want them much wider than your shoulders, but narrower than your shoulders is also not useful. And then coming into a downward dog, pressing your chest towards your thighs, really pressing through the shoulders, pressing the floor away from you, so that you get this lovely narrow down dog to begin with. You want to keep this sense of tension and effort through the upper body. Place one foot onto the wall behind you and then the other, so that you take your down dog and just move it by 90 degrees or 180 degrees, I'm not sure. Some degrees rotation. You might want your feet a little higher, a little lower, maybe a bit further apart, a bit closer together. Get used to having your body weight more over your hands. And if you need to, you might want to come down, as I do, and just bring your hands a little closer in so you feel more stacked. Then, if this is comfortable, you can float one leg up to an upright position. You can point through your toes or point through the soles of the foot, if you like, and the opposite side. Still strengthen your arms. And when you're ready, gently coming down, resting in the pose of a child, if that feels comfortable. Forehead resting on the floor, shoulders and arms and belly muscles all relaxing. Maybe taking a few cleansing, sighing breaths here. And when you're ready, you can come into an upright position and rest on your heels and kneeling, or you can sit if you prefer to sit. You can use a support to sit on if you would like that too. It's quite hard work, but it is really exhilarating. And that is one of the most fantastic things about our handstand practice, is just how energizing and exhilarating it is. So if you need to, giving your shoulders a little roll, in my case, possibly adjusting clothing a little bit, maybe rolling your wrists. And you'd be amazed that it's really not that much more effort on your wrists than doing a downward dog or a plank pose. And all of those poses, like plank pose, downward dog, dolphin, crow pose, are all preparation for getting used to balancing on your hands. So now we can try to hold our handstand a little bit more. We're going to face onto the wall as we did the first variation. And you can kick up to the wall and then take your feet away from the wall to practice. And it could be one at a time or both at the same time, as you choose. And this is our final variation for today. Although if you want to do some freestanding practice, you absolutely can. So placing your hands, again, you don't want them super close to the wall, about a hand and a half away from the wall. Pressing into the hands, coming into a downward dog, just the same as we did in the other direction, with the heels against the wall, but this time facing on. And you can choose to, whichever leg you want to kick up with. So you can kick up, just prepare your kicking up leg. And when you're ready, gently and gracefully, allowing yourself to come up to the wall. You can firm your heels into the wall if that makes sense to you. You can point your toes, whatever works. And I like to take my gaze between my hands. Nice deep breaths, taking one foot away from the wall and then changing for the opposite side. Still pushing into the hands. When you're ready, both feet away from the wall, balancing for a moment and gracefully coming down. Or at least that's what I did. You may choose to stay up a little bit longer. And you can also have a couple of goes. If you're not used to doing a lot of inverted practice, try not to do too much of it all in one go. This is sufficient for one day. It might be a little less if you prefer. Giving your wrists a little roll, and try to do your inversions quite regularly, maybe every week or every few days, if you prefer, every month. Once a year, it's fine. It doesn't matter how often it is. But at the end of this practice, I've got my hair up, I'm going to take it down. We need to give ourselves an opportunity to rest and properly rest. So coming into the relaxation posture of your choice, maybe you need to give your knees a little bit of a stir. Maybe you want to do some Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together. You can use a bolster in any of these variations. You can simply hold Shavasana. When you find the relaxation of choice, take a few deep breaths and sigh out any extra effort. You might want to do it a few times till you feel a sense of softening across the third eye, the throat, the shoulders, the arms. Maybe gently rolling your head a little from side to side, sway of the nose, the head completely supported. When you're ready to find stillness, surrender your weight down into your mat. It is the back of your third eye chakra that is now grounded, supported, softening, releasing. Remain here for at least 5 full minutes. 7 is better. 15 is ideal. I will leave you now, but congratulations on giving your handstand practice a go. I will see you next time. Namaste.